Okay, folks, so I did a separate video already talking about the possibility of Fatima being on Sage's second album that's coming out, after everything regarding her current situation, trying to get a case where she can separate herself legally from her father slash manager, not wanting his input on album number two, the songs, the vibe, everything. And if, just based off her hitting it off with Fatima during their first meeting, I wouldn't be surprised if Fatima doesn't get a, invitation to be on the album with some vocals of her own. Now, that leads to the conversation she had with the attorney at the law firm, the one in the red dress. I didn't catch her name, but the one who offered, hey, if you could take over this case for me while I'm out on medical leave for the next couple of months, I'm coming back to work as you're going to be exiting work for maternity leave. So if you're able to knock it out of the ballpark with Sage and, maybe even some other cases that, I'm not able to work on when I'm out, perhaps, you might want to switch up from being in the criminal justice field to working as an entertainment attorney. So what do you say? You'll work with me, under me, on my team and whatnot. And honestly, I hope this is what happens for Fatima, because just based on how things are going currently in Sistas under Andy's watch, I'd much rather see Fatima in a different field where she'll thrive. And this is what I loved about working in an office space. This isn't something everybody gets to experience, but when you have someone who's either your boss or basically someone higher on the totem pole of positions in a business, and it's like, okay, you know what? I'm going to school for this degree, or I'm working in this department or whatever, because this is where I feel like I do well. But someone sees something in you that maybe you never even saw in yourself, and they're like, look, I know you're good at what you do. You're good at what you do, and I know you said your plans are this, but if I'm being completely honest, I think you might be a better fit in this degree program or this on this career path. And why not give it a shot? And I mean, if it works out, it might be what's best for you. And hey, even if it doesn't, you can go right back to where you were thriving, where you were comfortable. But let's kind of take you out of your comfort zone, put you out there, and you never know. This might be something better than you ever expected. This is just like that post or meme or whatever, where it's like a little girl holding like her teddy bear, and it's like, and Jesus is like, give it to me. And it's like, but I can't, I love it so much. And behind Jesus, you see an even bigger teddy bear, showcasing that, hey, if you give something to God, he's going to turn around and give you something even better. So I feel like the same thing applies here, because the woman was like, hey, I know you're studying criminal law and whatnot to help your people, but I feel like the entertainment thing might be best suited for you, considering, hey, I hear you carrying a tune every now and then around the office, and you have a way with people, and I feel like you and my client Sage might hit it off. So I really hope that not only could we see Fatima possibly getting a start to her singing career, but to work as an entertainment attorney. Think about it this way. Not only if theoretically she gets a start to a music career, she would know the legal ins and outs. So when she goes to a record label, if she decides to go to a label versus independent, she already knows what to look out for, so she doesn't get the new edition or TLC treatment where she gets screwed over. Now, you ain't going to do Fatima like that. So I would really like it. And not to mention, in terms of, entertainment attorney corner of the office, think about it this way. She's getting her kickstart via the athletes currently in Sistas, working on those contracts. And keep in mind, what really got me going was showcasing, while entertainment isn't her expertise, Fatima is able to clock something that doesn't look right at the jump. I mean, think of it this way. Within like 15 seconds of reading over K-Dub's contract, remember in Sistas, K-Dubs is Marie's godson that was sent to the firm to talk to Andy, but Fatima met with him instead. And after just a brief conversation, she's like, like they own everything for, about you, like basically your image, your look, everything. And not only that, if you get caught into some sort of like scandal or whatever, and the team or the corporation feels like your image and your actions are damaging to the brand, they can cut you and keep all the money. And then Caleb's like, you just possibly saved me millions of dollars. And she made such a good impression that he wanted to work with Fatima, and not only that, send other athletes her way to look over their contract. And when it comes to Sage, she just sat down with her, briefly looked over the contract, and it's like, did you know your father has conservatorship over you until you're 30? I did not know that. Case in point, this woman knows what she's doing. And I think I mentioned this in my review, but the highlight for me was after her and Sage talked and the whole exclusive listening party was brought up, and she told the other attorney about it. It's like, I didn't know about some listening party. Well, yeah, Sage was saying how it was really exclusive and whatnot and low key. Oh, so one conversation and all of a sudden you're exclusive. And and instead of being a hater like Andy, this woman was gassing Fatima up like, I knew I picked the right one for the job. And I'm like, this is the kind of person who I feel not only says that she wants what's best for Fatima, that she wants her to grow and expand her horizons, she's going to help her get there. She's not going to stifle or stunt or beat down Fatima's growth like Andy just because she sees that she's being showered with gifts and whatnot and she's making a good impression. What did Andy say on the phone to Dr. Vaughn? I'm all for my girl in her ambitions to be an attorney, but her ambitions are causing her to, cross boundaries and break the rules, and that's not okay. Forget you, Andy. Forget you. Yeah, I hope Fatima works for this woman in the entertainment division and leaves the criminal stuff and Andy alone. Like, just not needed. She's somewhere where she's appreciated and where she can grow. So I'm all for that. So with that being said, let me know your thoughts on Fatima's potential career change, at least within the what specific division of the law firm she works at. And with that being said, like and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next video.